Okay, so looks like we're live. I haven't gone live in a long time. And the reason why is because, as I've pointed out in my community chat, YouTube has been basically screwing with people, shadow banning. They've been doing things to mess with people's streams. They've been doing things to basically reduce the number of people you've got following you, to reduce the number of people you've got being able to see when you go live, because I'm pretty sure some people won't even get this notification. And they do it based on politics. As you know, we're entering a political season. It looks to me like it's going to be Trump versus Biden. Now, if Trump can keep paddling water and keep his head above the water just long enough to be in those Republican debates, it's very possible that he's going to get in there and he's going to sweep everybody else out the way, and then he's going to end up running for president. Now, it's obvious that the techno-fascists out there, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Twitters, but Twitter's been taken over by Elon Musk, so I should call that X now. But the techno-fascists out there don't want to see Trump back in office. They've been doing their best to ignore him. But the problem is you can only ignore something for so long until it becomes a problem. So the reality is, long story short, the techno-fascists go after political channels. Anybody who expresses a political view, they go after. Now, there's some channels who do their best not to express any political view and to keep their mouth shut. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm telling it the way I see it. That's the bottom line. And they don't like that. So the bottom line is they shadow ban, they block, they don't send notifications, and they generally do annoying shit. Now, I have no community strikes whatsoever. I have no copyright strikes. I do my best to keep the channel clean. So for the most part, I try to avoid doing this. But I had to go live. Why? Why did I have to go live? Well, when I woke up now I'd heard a little bit about this earlier yesterday, but I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't go on TikTok because, see, when you hear something happens, usually I'm starting to think that what most people do is they go on TikTok or they go on Facebook. And if you go on TikTok in the search bar and you type in the general search terms, usually something's going to come right up, right? So basically, I heard something about a woman being hit with a brick. That's what I heard. Now, I didn't pay much attention to it because yesterday I was under a lot of stress. But now I had the ability to pay attention to it when I woke up this morning, right? So I woke up this morning. And I go on my iPhone as soon as I get up in the morning. I usually check my bank account, and I usually check my little things. Like I usually check my bank account. Like I've been counting my pennies like my name is Lefkowitz. So anyway, I go on TikTok and I hear this story, and I'm like, wait a minute. It says a woman was hit with a brick, and sure enough, as soon as I went to TikTok, all I typed was "woman hit with brick," and that's all I typed. And then it comes right up, and it shows me the woman in question. And it shows me she's walking around, talking in men's faces, slapping men in the face. And then I never saw a video with her actually getting hit with said brick. But I heard that she's walking around, slapping men in the face. And now I saw the video. TikTok is trying to erase these videos right now. And I'm not going to show the video. What I will do is I will try to just show. I'll try to do my best to show. What is it called? I'll try to show clips, like because I took some video clips, and I'll try to show clips. I'm not going to show the videos because you'll always get these assholes with these copyright infringements. Somebody go, "Oh, you took my video. I'm going to try to copyright." I ain't got time for that shit. So what I did was I made screenshots of the videos. Now, there's a couple of screenshots that I will show real quickly because I'm going to actually read the whole story, or at least the feminist perspective of the story, because I was looking at some news clippings and I was looking to see what they were saying about this shit. So basically, in fact, I'll do that right now. Let's go straight to the article. Let's go straight to the article. you know, there's a lot of YouTubers who they've got sound effects and shit, and they play it over and over and over. I try to streamline my shit. Like, I try to make it as easy as possible. I try to streamline my shit. I'm not playing sound effects over and over and over. If there's any sound effects need to be made, I'll make them myself. Okay? So here we go. All right. So you should be seeing what I'm seeing right now. There we go. It's called the chat. This is a what is it called? A news. Well, if you want to call it news, you know, it's called Madame Noir. And the story was posted 2 hours ago, which probably is 3 hours ago because I pulled it up late. And it's by Natasha Decker. Okay, let's read through this real quick. So it's woman brutally hit in face with a brick by man she rejected. Now, before I even start, let me just say, number one, there has been no video that has actually shown her getting hit with the brick. So this is a fact. Thus far, I've seen no video that surfaced. Thus far, I haven't seen one. Number two, there is absolutely no proof or evidence or video or otherwise that shows that this woman was asked for a phone number, rejected a guy, and then was hit with a brick. There is no video that shows that. Why am I saying this? What I've noticed is a lot of these feminists, and I'm going to get into that later, a lot of these feminists are trying to spin this story. That, she got hit with a brick because she was asked for her phone number. What did I tell you about going out and you late at night and these guys after you for phone numbers? He would ask for a phone number, and then she didn't give him a phone number because she wasn't in her femininity, and then she got hit with a brick. So they're trying to spin this story. Now, you know this is bullshit. There's very, 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 very few men. There's a very small possibility that there's a guy out there who he comes up to you and says, hey, baby, how you doing, baby? What's going on? Can I get your phone number? And then she says, oh, well, I can't give you my phone number. I have a boyfriend or something. You know, I can't give you my phone number. And, you know, but thanks for asking. And then he just picks up a fucking brick and hits her with a brick. Are you trying to tell me that that's what happened? That is not what happened. You're lying. That's not what happened. You're trying to literally tell me all he did was ask for a phone number, and then she said no, and she just said no, and then here's my question: where did this guy get a brick from? If I go outside right now, do you know how hard it is for me to find a brick? I'm in my house right now. I don't even have bricks laying around my house, and I have brick parts of my house, and I can't even find a brick that's free for me to just pick up on a whim. They were in Houston, Texas. So you're telling me that this guy just magically finds a brick, boom, hits it in the face with a brick. Is that what you're telling me? Because that don't add up. This reminds me of that Jussie Smollett, Jussie Smollett. Well, remember him? He was like, yeah, I was out at 3 o'clock a.m. looking for a sandwich, and two guys called me a effing N-word. And they poured paint all over me and this. And I was like, what? This doesn't make sense. You're telling me that these dudes singled you out at 3 a.m. and it's freezing outside and they just attacked you? They didn't rob you. They just called you a effing N-word. And then that's it. Really? I was like, wait a minute. This shit don't make no sense. So sure enough, it was after the facts come out. Now you realize, wait a minute, this person's lying. Now, I know that it didn't make sense when I heard it, but I wasn't paying as much attention to it as I am now. This person's a liar. I'll get to her in a little while because I already posted her in my community chat. Now, by the way, let me just say this. Under the description for this video in the YouTube section, where it's the URL section, I posted 3 video clips that I'm referencing, so I don't have to play it. One is a feminist strag on, she's been attacking Passport Bros. Her name is Bourbon Boogie or whatever. I believe her TikTok is Bourbon Boogie 1980. She has a big nose like Pinocchio because she's a liar. She's got a big ass nose because she's lying and her nose grows, so she's got this big ass nose, and when she talks, she sounds like Fran Drescher, the nanny. And these women, they gotta be careful because these men are out here and these men are attacking everybody, especially these men. Now, she's not in a state where she can buy some pew. Now she got a big ass nose like Pinocchio and is up there lying about this situation because she doesn't even have all the facts. And then what she did was turned off the comments because she started getting negative comments attacking her because they know she's lying. So she turns off the comments. Yeah, well, guess what? Comments can be turned off, but I'm still going to talk about you because you're lying. You're lying. But we'll get to her later. So anyway, if you look at the URL section, there's 3 videos that I'm referencing. And I should also note that right now, TikTok is trying to erase some of the videos. Fortunately, when I see something that I know is controversial, I download it immediately, and then I start sharing it on like WhatsApp, and I start sharing. I probably will put it on my Discord server too. But just so you understand, TikTok, they be trying to get rid of the evidence, and this way, when you go and look at it later, all of a sudden now you can't find the videos that people are referencing, right? Oh, no. I always download them, and I always reshare them, especially if I know that it's important. So I'm ahead of the game. TikTok is a little bit slow. So bottom line is, let's look at the story real quick. Let's look at the story. So this is a goddamn shame. Madam Noir, now keep in mind, this is a feminist channel, right? What is the first thing that they show when you go is they show a pile of bricks. So you're telling me, now, by the way, if you didn't know any better, you would think that this pile of bricks is just laying out in the middle of the streets in Houston, right? If you didn't know any better. So the guy picks up a brick and boom, right upside our head, wham, with a brick. Now, do you think I believe that? No, I don't believe that. Now, keep in mind, whoever wrote this article posted this photo, just a random photo of bricks just sitting out in the street. Keep that in mind. See, the problem is you have to analyze the media because it's all fake news bullshit. So you have to analyze it very carefully. They picked this photo. They took this photo. They picked this photo. They want you to believe that there's a pile of bricks. Now, here's a question real quick. Y'all remember during the George Floyd riots, do y'all remember how some people were getting on the news and saying that there was people dropping off pallets of bricks so that we could take them and smash windows? Do y'all remember that? Because I know I'm not making that up. I remember that vividly. Somebody was leaving pallets of bricks as if. Do y'all remember that? All y'all got to say is, do y'all remember that? Say yes or no. Do y'all remember during the George Floyd riots that they had people on? Yeah, it was like a Call of Duty airdrop. That somebody said somebody did a Call of Duty airdrop. Like you get 10 kills, you push up, and then a set of bricks just flies down on a parachute. They were saying that somebody's leaving bricks around on pallets of bricks. Do you really believe that in the middle of Houston right now, that there's a pallet of bricks or there's bricks just laying around where you could just pick up a brick and throw it at somebody? Are you trying to tell me that? Is that what you're saying? So this person literally posted a pile of bricks and is giving you the impression that bricks are just laying around for somebody to pick up a brick and throw it at you. Okay, because you got to pay close attention to these people. These people are liars. You have to pay close attention to what they say. So anyway, okay. It says an influencer is troubled and looking for justice after a man allegedly hit her in the face with a brick after she rejected him. Now, so what they're doing is they're trying to set this up as if he asked for hey baby, can I get your number? Hey, baby, can I get your number real quick? Yeah, baby, how about me and you go out to the Applebee's? We go out to Applebee's. Can I get your number, baby? And then she, no, I can't do that. I can't give you my number. Oh, and he's like, oh, okay. So he picks up a brick, boom, right upside your head. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So that was their opening premise. You have to learn how to shoot down these premises because they're bullshit. Their opening premise is exactly that as I read it. You can read it yourself. Okay, let's get back to the story. It says, Ro Bashi describes herself as a junior scholar and former journalist. What the hell does that? A junior scholar and former journalist? What? All right, could you know what? Let me just say this. You know when somebody's got a bullshit job because they can't tell you what their job is in one word. If I'm flying an airplane and you ask me what do I do for a living, what am I going to say? I'm going to say I'm a pilot. If I'm teaching a classroom full of science students, I'm going to say I'm a teacher. If I work at a bank and I'm handing out money, I'm going to say I'm a banker. What the hell is a former junior scholar? What are you talking about? What? Huh? What? The more words somebody has to use to describe their job, that tells you that somebody's lying right there. There's some bullshit going on. You should be able to tell your job in one word. Anything more than one word, you're lying. Or you're trying to embellish, like you're writing a resume or some shit. I could say I'm a bartender. That's one word. It's a compound word, but it's one word. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a physicist, something like that. I should be able to tell you what my job is in one word. They can't even do that. So anyway, let's go back onto the story. All right, Robashi describes herself as a junior scholar, former journalist in the bio of her TikTok account, of course. Moments directly after the terrifying assault show her crying and angrily asking, why did y'all help me? Y'all thought pick up that brick. Why did none of y'all help me? I needed help. I needed protection, and none of y'all did nothing. Y'all just stood around staring. How come none of y'all gave me protection? None of y'all gave me no protection. What are you doing? Y'all not men. Y'all just standing there. Y'all just standing around with your hands on your bar. You're not doing nothing. Okay, we'll get to that later. So, it says she explained that her attacker allegedly tormented her with the brick before hitting her with it because she didn't give him her phone number. So that what you're telling me is that the guy picks up a brick. Hey, baby. Hey, listen, baby. Yeah, listen. I want to take you out to Applebee's. They got the 2 for $20. Give me your phone number. I'm gonna call you up. I'm gonna take you out on a date. We're going to Applebee's. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't take it. No, I can't give you my phone number. Oh yeah. Well, that's all right. So the guy goes and picks up a brick. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a second, and I want you to think about I think every man here has picked up a brick. You know that sound that a brick makes when you pick it up? It goes, you know how it makes that rock sound? I can't demonstrate it. So the guy's like, yeah, okay, baby. Oh, I'm sorry for asking. Picks up a fucking brick. Really? So now it says that he tormented her with the brick. So you're trying to tell me that the guy is holding the brick, pointing it at you. He's got a brick. He's pointing the brick at you. Oh, yeah, well, if you don't give me that phone number so I can take you to Applebee's 2 for $20, I'm going to point the brick at you. Really? The guys are... Now, y'all want me to believe the guy... Yeah, you know the sound of gravel scraping the ground. You know the sound. If you never did it before, go pick up a brick from outside your house. And when you pick that brick up, it will probably slide just a little and you'll hear this gravel sound. So the guy, yeah, baby, I'm going to take you out to Applebee's. Oh, you're not going to give me a number? Picks up a brick, points the brick at her. Baby, you better give me your number. I'm going to hit you with this brick. Really? You want me to believe that this dude grabbed a brick, points it at you, and torments you with the brick? This is what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that. That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that this woman was being tormented with the brick. That's what you want me to believe. I don't believe you. Okay? I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it. Now, we'll get to that in a second. Seemingly, just after the incident, One of the male bystanders Rowe yelled at repeatedly asked her, "What did you want us to do?" In a follow-up video recorded at the hospital, she tearfully asked, "How are they okay? This is what y'all doing to women." Now, first of all, nobody's doing this to women. That's number one. This happened to you. Second of all, if those men in this, now I guess in this, you can probably see a video, you can see it in the thing. And you can see she's up there pointing at everybody, blaming them for what happened. Now I want you to think about this. Let's think about this for a second. We're talking about seconds after you get smacked in the face with a brick. We're talking about seconds after, right? So you mean to tell me that I get smacked in the face with a brick? The first thing I do is light up my TikTok to go on TikTok to show my battle scars? Really? I noticed that in that video, there's no blood. Now, if you get hit with a brick like this, like that, I would imagine that your skin would be busted, and I would imagine that you would have lesions, cuts, whatever. She wants us to believe that she did nothing at all except reject this person. And then the question becomes, how did you reject him? Did you try to embarrass this person? She wants us to believe she did nothing at all, and the dude picks up a brick, taunts her with it, and then throws the brick at her or hits it in the... Now the dude took the brick and he slams it into her face. So the question is, how did you do that? Did you do that while you're holding it, or did you throw it at her? Now that's a whole can of worms. I don't have video evidence, so I can only speculate, right? She wants us to believe that all this happened. She wants us to believe she did absolutely nothing to deserve this. I'm not saying that she deserved it. I just want you to understand. She wants us to believe she did nothing at all to deserve this. She wants us to believe that she in no way, she in no way insinuated this assault, or she in no way aggravated that person. She wants us to believe that. Okay? She wants us to believe that. It says the incident occurred in Houston, Texas, according to the Shade Room on TikTok. Rowe has updated the internet on the situation and her injuries following the violent abuse she endured. In a video shared September 5th, she said she's faced a lot of bullying and bullshit since making her assault public. Rowe claimed her attacker jumped in a car with a bunch of black women and really? Okay, now get this. Okay. Now, see, I haven't heard this part before. Her attacker jumped in a car with a bunch of black women and fled the scene. So here's my question. Sister, you remember that show, Sister, Tia and Tamara? Why aren't your sisters doing nothing now? What happened to the sisterhood? Sister, what happened? Where are they? So you mean to tell me that they just witnessed the dude that they're in the car with smack you with a brick? He jumps in the car with them, and then they leave. That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that? Really? Uh-huh. Okay. So then it continues. The Houston woman has... now, by the way, she's running a GoFundMe, and I believe that they're a little past $32,000. So it's obvious to me what's happening. This is a scam. It's obvious to me what's happening. Her friends set up a GoFundMe. Now, I want you to think about this. This all happened in a very, very short period of time. And already there's a GoFundMe. Now, nowhere in this video does it show the videos that she herself has made threatening violence against men, slapping men in the face. Because I got those videos. If you look in the URL section, video clips are there. The video in question is the one that I'm talking about. So she doesn't mention it. They don't mention none of that. They don't mention, she was walking around slapping men in the face and telling them that they'll never measure up to her and this, that, and other. None of that is mentioned. None of that's mentioned. None of that. But it continues. UN. Now, this is what bothers me. They always talk about the United Nations and women's treatment around the world. This had nothing to do with women's treatment around the world at all. And when you dive deeper into who she is, you realize right away, this got nothing to do with the UN. It says UN Women notes that gender-based violence, GBV, they call it GBV, includes harmful acts directed at an individual or a group of individuals based on their gender. So let me get this straight. She's walking around slapping men in their face or their hat or whatever. Isn't that GBV, gender-based violence? Isn't that what they just said it is? It is rooted in gender inequality, the abuse of power, and harmful norms. The term is primarily used to underscore the fact that structural gender-based power differentials place women and girls at risk for multiple forms of violence. Well, something tells me that if you're walking around slapping men in the street and there's a pallet of bricks sitting around, something tells me that you might just be setting yourself up for some gender-based violence. Now, that's just me. I'm not Mr. Spock. I'm not a professional, but I'm thinking that if you're walking around slapping men on videotapes and now you're trying to cleanse your TikTok of video that we already got, we got the evidence. You're telling me that all you did was reject this guy's advances, and all of a sudden he's got a brick in his hand and he's laying it upside your face with no masonry. Really? That's what you're trying to tell me. That is what you're trying to tell me. Brick lives matter. Yeah, right. Brick lives matter. Brick today, shovel tomorrow. Well, I hope they don't get hit with the shovel because the edge of a shovel, that's a problem. All right. So basically, we've got the video. Now, I'm not, again, I gave you the links. I'm not going to show the videos. What I will do is I'll just show a short little picture. I will show a short little picture of the video in question because, like, this is bullshit. So it's like, where is it? Boom, right here. See this? See that picture? Chances are y'all saw that video. One of these feminists is trying to dial this back, and she's trying to say, "Oh well, that video, that had nothing to do with it." Yeah, You know, in court, you know what they call this in court? They say that you had a state of mind to do certain things. A state of mind. So when they're trying to lead you towards a conviction, they usually work by trying to show your state of mind when something happens. Now, whether this happened the same time or not, the point is this person videotapes themselves slapping men in the face. So the reason why you see her hand cocked back like that is because she slapped this guy in the face after saying something to him, and she did it in public in front of all these other people. These snow bunnies back here. She did it in front of them. So basically, the feminists are trying to say, "Oh, that was just a skit. That was just a skit. That didn't really happen. That's what they always do. Every time you see one of these videos, oh, that's just a skit. That's just a skit. That didn't happen. That's just a skit. That's just a skit." Really? Okay. So maybe the dude thought that they were still filming the skit when he picked up that brick. I don't know, because we don't have the video of that. So that's just one of the videos. When she did that to this guy, right after she smacked him with the brick, you may have seen this, right after she slapped him with the brick, she continues on to start twerking. Could somebody please tell me, what is this twerking shit? Why is everybody twerking? Pete, you got these women flew to Africa to twerk on the goddamn slave ship docks. Twerking. What is this shit? Is this a victory dance? Is this like when you're playing Fortnite and you hit victory button and you fucking start applauding? I don't understand this. What's going on here? You slap the dude in the face and then walk away to start twerking. What's going on with this? Is this a mating call? Is this a mating signal? Is this a mating dance? What's going on here? So this is what you're dealing with. Now, chances are most of you probably already been on TikTok and you've already seen people clip this video. I'm doing everything in fair use. I'm not clipping video because if I do, I'll end up with a copyright infringement of some type. I'm not even going to bother doing it because I don't have to. Bottom line is, she slaps dudes in the face, videotapes it, and then starts twerking a victory. Well, this dude wasn't having it. This dude right here was not having it. This dude decided to take the bricks into his own hands and to retaliate. That's what happened. Now, I'm gonna put the what is it called? The caveat. I'm not saying that he should have hit her with a brick, but I understand. That's what Chris Rock said. I'm not saying he should have done it. Nobody. This is what I've been hearing on TikTok, and I've been hearing this on YouTube all day. Nobody deserves to be hit with a brick, but when somebody puts that but or that however in there, that's when you start listening. You know that whatever he started off with was bullshit, and then now he's going to tell the truth. I'm not saying that she should have been hit with a brick. Nobody deserves to be hit with a brick. But at that point, that's when you know to start listening. Because whatever they say is going to invalidate what they just said. This is where we are, people. This is where we are. Now, and let me tell you something. I had this on my mind all day long. I was like, this is just insane. This is crazy. I had this on my mind all day long. And then I started getting upset because then I started seeing clips like this one because I told you about this feminist who, what she did was she jumps on there and she's always running this spiel. You probably recognize her. She's got this big-ass Pinocchio nose. Big-ass Pinocchio nose. Lying. I got to hold my nose in order to make this sound. These women need to understand that, they're not safe out there in the street. And if women got safe to give them their phone number. If a man demands your phone number, what you should do is you should give him a fake number, and then if you have to give him a real number, he calls you right there to put your number in his phone. You should block him immediately. This is what she was saying, because I'm not going to play a video. It's not worth it. She's been attacking I recognize her real well because she was in one of my Passport Bro videos, attacking the Passport Bros. Because she mad that she is single mama, no man in the show, single mama, mad at the Passport Bros. And every single time a situation even remotely like this happens, she's up there talking shit. So the bottom line is they're trying to spin the situation. They're trying to make it appear that the dude just came up to her. Hey, yeah, baby, how you doing, baby? Yeah. Listen, you really hot and everything. Leo, why don't you let me get your number? I'm gonna take you out to Applebee's for that 2 for $20. You get the steak and I'll get the macaroni and cheese, right? And then what we'll do is we'll share, baby. Yeah. I'm gonna take you out to Applebee's 2 for $20. Oh no, I can't give you my phone number. I really can't do that. I can't give you my phone. Oh, really? Picks up a brick. Bah! Really? That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that this was an innocent situation. She had nothing to do with it. You want me to believe that. That's what you want me to believe. Now, I don't know how many of y'all believe it, but I don't at all. I don't believe that. Chances are she was out there humiliating and demasculinating men, just like she was doing on a TikTok, and she came across the wrong one. The wrong one. That's what happened. That right there is what happened. Okay, look at this guy right here. Passport Bros equal losers. Do I have any mods to ban this person right now? Do I have any mods in here? Because I can do it myself. Are any of my mods here? Because I know I went. What is it? I know I went live impromptu, but do I have any mods, or do I have to do this myself? Because I don't know if there's any mods here. Okay, no problem. I'll take care of this myself. It says get. So she's been here for a little while. I just noticed. I wasn't paying attention. Get a life equals passport bros. Passport bros equal losers. Any more? I just want to read your couple of your comments before you disappear for good. Let's see. I think that's it. I guess you must have just joined. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, when I'm in Bali and I'm swimming in that crystal clear water and your ghetto ass is still here in the ghetto, I'll think about this comment while I'm back. I'm doing the backstroke in that warm Bali water, thinking about your comment. Okay, thank you very much for the comment. Kaylee. How do you even say this word? Kaylee? Kaylee is not spelled right. I know the word Smith, but I don't know the word Kaylee. I don't know. But you know what? Bye, Kaylee. Bye-bye. So anyway, there goes that. Okay. Look at this guy. These guys begging for inches. These guys. I wanted to see how many mods are already here. Let me just see that. Yeah, bye, Kaylee. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Hey, Craig, can I borrow your radio? Bye, Felicia. Let's see. Get your passports. They're scamming Americans. Get your passport. Yeah, well, we're getting scammed right here. If you don't get your passport, you're going to be stuck here. All right, actually, passport bros are winning feminine women by the numbers. That's right, because we go to countries where the women know not to do no shit like this, walking around slapping men in public. We go to countries where the women wouldn't dream of doing that because those guys down there ain't playing. It doesn't matter where you go. Them Colombian dudes, them Brazilian dudes, them Dominican Republic dudes, them dudes over there in the Philippines, those dudes in Thailand, they're not playing. I'll tell you that. I was in Dominican Republic for a wedding. One of the aunties mouthed off to her hubby, pop, right upside the head. Pop. No, he didn't have a brick. Pop, right upside the head. No shit, I couldn't make that up. In those countries, they ain't playing around there. They don't play. So that you could call the UN and you can warn them of gender-based violence or whatever, GBV, gender-based violence. They didn't even need a brick. They just used the back of their hand, front of their hand. They're not playing. You ain't hitting them. You're just slapping the men around in public. Slapping the men. Okay. So that was one thing. So now that leads me to the main question. So that's what we could actually talk about. So I made a comment, and I made this comment in my community chat. And I made that comment, and the comment was simply this. I said, only my mother, wife, and female relatives deserve my protection. The rest of y'all can get stretched. And I said it just like that. Yes, I know didn't have much tact in the delivery, but that's what bottom line is, I have no obligation to protect anybody. I'm not Batman. I'm not Superman. You're not paying me. I'm not a cop. If I'm a cop, then I have to help you. The cops get paid to do their job. You see, I'm not out there swinging around on some rope trying to find bad guys. That's not how this works. That's not me. I'm not a New York City Police Department guy. I'm not a cop. So this whole thing, what does she reply? She says, the fact that your mother came before your wife says it all. I don't think you'd be able to offer us much protection anyway. Now, first of all, as far as how much protection I could possibly offer, anybody who's been in my community chat or anybody who knows my videos and knows me already knows the level of protection that I've got to offer. Everybody knows what I got. I ain't even got. See, the beautiful thing is once you say something in a certain way, now everybody knows. I ain't got to keep saying it. I don't have to. So the bottom line is, oh yes, I've got a huge level of protection that I can offer. But the question is whether you deserve my protection or not. Kevin Samuels, at one point, he said it himself. He's like, when a woman submits to a man and a man's protection, that's when she earns that man's protection. But see, we're dealing with women who, now I want y'all to think about this. We're dealing with women who will literally tell you, if you tell her that I don't want you to go out dressed the way that you're dressed because it could cause some dudes to do something to you. I'm not even going to be specific. You know what I'm talking about. Woman goes out scantily clad, right? And you're trying to tell her, I don't want you wearing that. What's the first thing the women say to you? Oh, you're over controlling. You're trying to control me. You're over controlling. You trying to command me. That's misogyny. You're misogynist. You're over controlling me. You controlling. You're over controlling. You're oppressing. You're oppressing me. You're oppressing me. You're misogynist. You can't tell me what to wear. Only my father can tell me what to wear. Or my mother can tell me what. You can't tell me what to wear. Now, meanwhile, you're trying to tell this dummy, don't go out dressed like this because somebody. Now, and this is a situation that I actually lived in. This is a situation. I know a girl, not naming no names. This girl had these tight ass, what are those things called? Yoga pants. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tight ass yoga pants on. So she's walking down the block. I'm not going to say where. And some random strange dude that she described later grabs her butt. He saw them yoga pants and apparently he couldn't handle it. He knew damn well that was a crime. He didn't care. Grabbed her ass. Now, because we've been beaten down with sign language and they tell you, oh, you can't slut shame me. You're a misogynist. You're blaming the victim. Stop blaming the victim. You're blaming the victim. You're blaming the victim. That's a misogynist move. You try to control. Well, bottom line is, she called the police. The police came and took whatever kind of description that they could take. But the bottom line is that guy grabbed that booty and he was gone into thin air. So when you're trying to tell these women, you're trying to say, hey, listen, I don't want you to wear that. I don't want you to wear that because some dude might try to do something to you. Oh, you're a misogynist. You can't control that. Now, we've been beaten down with this sign language bullshit for so long that most dudes don't understand. And let's just be perfectly honest. A lot of y'all dudes are thirsty. And I'm not blaming you for being thirsty. This is why I've been trying to tell you, get your passport. And what Sprite says, obey your thirst. Get your passport, go obey your thirst. Because you're not going to get your thirst obeyed here. But I've been trying to tell people this. And my thinking is, some dudes don't understand that if you're dealing with a woman who refuses to listen to your better calls for advice, that you need to cut her off. You need to cut her off immediately. Because all she's going to do is get you fucked up. She's going to get you into a fight. She's going to get you into a gun battle. And I've been trying to tell, if she refuses submission to your protection, then you don't owe her protection at all. You don't owe it to her. Here you're trying to tell her reasonable advice. Oh, yeah, well, you can't do that. You're slut shaming. You're slut shaming. You're controlling. You're entitled. Well, now this dude grabbed your ass and ran off into the sunset. He grabbed your ass, got a nice big old squeeze. He squeezed it so hard, I think he got some sweat on his fingers. And then he ran off into the sunset, all because you didn't listen. And you want me to start a fight? You want me to get into a gun battle over that shit? You want me to risk getting stabbed with a knife or something? That's what you want? Really? You want me to fight? I'm telling you not to put that on. And you want me to get into a war over your ass? Really? No, that's not happening. So I replied to this one because I told her I was going to use her as an example later. I replied, I was like, my mom knows I got that thing on me. Any woman I'm with knows not to do anything so stupid as to cause me to have to pull a thing out. And I just left it at that. Because you know how Facebook comments are, like where they fucking put you before a board of inquiry and shit and read your comments. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You're going to be in Facebook jail for 30 days or some shit. I was like, I ain't got time for that bullshit. But bottom line is, when does a woman deserve your protection? That's the question. That's the question on our lips tonight. When does a woman gain your protection? When does a woman earn your protection? I'm not running up to no stranger to fight him for your ass. There's only a couple of people who I do that for. As I said, my mama, my female relatives, my children, of course. The order doesn't matter. The bottom line is I'm naming them one by one. I might even add a couple of people onto that. The order doesn't matter. The bottom line is, if you're not one of those people, if you're not my mom, if you're not my female relatives, if you're not my male relatives, if you're not my children, if you're not my wife, I don't owe you shit. Let me tell you something. When I be on these buses and these trains, and you've seen it in some of my videos. If I'm on a bus or a train, as soon as I see somebody starting some shit, first thing, what do you think the first thing I do is? You already know what the first thing I do is. All I do is I just pull out that iPhone and I start running my iPhone, and then I'm posting it later and it's going to be part of my video. If you get your ass whipped, that's not my problem because I don't even know who you are. If that person pulls out something like a knife, a gun, a blender, a brick, whatever it is, that's not my problem. That's between you and them. You know who you're supposed to call if you got a problem? Ghostbusters, motherfucker. No, you're not supposed to call Ghostbusters. You're supposed to call the cops. That's right. You call the cops, not me. I have no idea who you are. And I've been in that situation. I was in one situation. I went to the what is it called? That's right. We'll Talk Entertainment. We'll Talk Entertainment's got a channel. He's doing car videos. So anyway, what was I saying? I was at a tire shop, and I'm driving my car to the tire shop because I needed to get some tires, and I wanted to get fitted for some tires. Would you believe a car pulls up, and the car pulls over to the side, and a young woman, starts falling out the side of the car, opens the passenger door, starts falling out the side of the car. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's going on here? So she's like, help! And I just parked my car because I'm walking in that general direction. And I'm just walking towards their direction. I wasn't running to her help, but the dude thought that I was coming after him for her. And he just let her get out, and then he drove off. Now, this happened in New York City, Merrick Boulevard. This was many, many years ago. And she told when she got out, now keep in mind, I wasn't going to her rescue, but the dude saw me and got scared. So he just drove off. And She told me her cousin, now mind you, this is what she said. Her cousin was trying to rape her. That's what she told me. She told me her cousin was trying to rape me. So I go into the tire shop, go with her. She calls the cops. The cops show up, take their descriptions, blah, blah. Because the cops can't do shit. Let me tell you something. These cops are the most useless motherfuckers I've ever seen. Here in New York City, they're only good for like three things: giving tickets, and giving tickets. That's all they do. When it comes to some real violence, like you know how you see some of these cops who Parkland school shooting starts, the motherfuckers waiting outside, scared to go in. Yeah, well, that's kind of what we're dealing with here. They wait until the shit's over, and then they come. They come like 10, 20 minutes down the road. So anyway, she calls cops. Cops give the description. And a couple of months later, I get an email from her thanking me for helping her. And she doesn't realize, she doesn't realize I didn't really help her. I just walked in that general direction, and your timid boyfriend your timid cousin got scared shitless because he saw a 6'6" black dude walking towards him. Okay? So I accepted it for what it was. The cops have me on record as a good Samaritan. Okay? You don't get a medal for that. But I didn't really try to help her. I just walked in that general direction because I was going to the tire store. Bottom line is, this dude was in his car. He could have had a gun. He could have had a knife. He could have had a brick. He could have had, glass bottles, something. He could have had something and cut my ass up or done something. He could have run me over with the fucking car. Because, it was one of them piece of shit, little ass Honda Accords or Civics or something like that. If, those things are pretty slow. But if he really tried, he could have hit me with the car. It would have been hard, but, because those things are so slow. But, yeah, he could have tried to hit me and hit me. So that's one situation. I remember I was on the bus. I was on the Q7, and there was two dudes making sexual advances on a girl. And the thing about it is they were getting off the bus, but are you going to expect me as a complete stranger to jump up and start fighting? Are you going to expect me to jump up and just start fighting? I don't even know who you are. Now, okay, y'all know who I am. Y'all know what I got. Y'all know some of what I got. Y'all know some of what I got. Now, if this was my sister or mother or female cousin or my daughter, oh yeah, Desert Eagle slugs are $3.50 each. But I will spend $9 to $10 on your ass. But this is not that situation. You can't just respond with that level of violence because I think the law calls that excessive force. So you're not allowed to just do that. You're only allowed supposedly to meet force with force or some shit. Some bullshit that the law made up. If this was Florida, oh yeah, you'd be in trouble. But this is not Florida. This is like New York. So y'all know we don't really have stand your ground, but we do have like castle doctrine. If somebody breaks into my house right now, oh, you best believe I'm spending about $12.95 on your ass. But I'll just say it like this. In your house, there's no expectation for you to flee. In the cartilage of your house, like if you have a barn, if you have a garage, the word that they use is cartilage. You're not expected to flee. If somebody breaks into your house, it's fucking target practice. Open season. But if you're out in public, oh no, you don't want to do that shit because it'll be your ass that ends up on death row. Not death row. They don't have death row here. They have this bullshit where you get like 10 to life or something like that. Bottom line is, I ain't going to jail for no stupid shit. I ain't going to jail because you didn't take off them yoga pants when I told you not to wear them yoga pants. I'm not going to jail for that shit. You want somebody to go to jail for that shit? You call 911, and when the cops come there and they start putting 30 and 40 bullet holes in somebody, you call them, not me. I'm not going to jail for that bullshit. Now, if it's my daughter or my mama or my sister or my brother or something, oh yeah, I'll spend about $35 on your ass. Y'all know what I'm saying. But this ain't that. This was some chick running around, slapping dudes, got her own TikTok channel with videos of her disrespecting men. But all of a sudden, one of them said, "Oh, baby, come on. You going to give me that phone number? You going to give me that phone number? I'm going to take you out to Applebee's. We're going to go for that 2 for $20. Okay, wait, you don't like Applebee's? Okay, I'm going to take you to TGI Friday. I'll take you to TGI Friday. All I need is your phone number, honey. Come on, give me your phone number. What's your phone number, baby? What's your phone number?" "Oh, I can't give you my phone number. I can't give you my phone number. Nah, I ain't doing that. I can't give you a phone number." "Oh, really?" Dude picks up a brick. Is that what you really? You want me to jump out in the middle of that and fight him for you? And this is what you've been doing all this time, disrespecting men on TikTok, disrespecting men on, God knows how many social media things she's got, because TikTok is probably not the only one. If they're on TikTok, they're on Facebook, and if they're on Facebook and TikTok, chances are they're on Instagram. So I know that she's been doing this for some time. I know it. I'm not jumping into the middle of that. I've seen dudes go right upside their baby mama head. I ain't jumping into that. You have not earned my protection. Now, last thing I'm going to say, because I know some people probably want to get up here and say something. What is a gentleman? A gentleman is basically somebody who does this simp ass shit and jumps up there and starts fighting people for women and everything. First of all, you go to Wikipedia, you can read all about it. Gentlemen were, and this is old French, gentle and man, right? I'm going to make this real quick. Gentlemen were members of what was called the gentry. And if you take a look at even this picture, it basically lets you understand real quick what we're basically talking about, right? Members of the gentry in England and some of these other countries like Spain and England and whatnot, in France, these dudes, if you were a member of the gentry and you were a gentleman, right, you could carry around a sword. And obviously in this picture's case, you can carry around a musket or a gun, right? Now, here in America, because we got these goddamn liberals trying to take away guns from these people because they know that election 2024 might end up with us having another January 6th, they're trying to take away guns left and right. Joe Biden's not getting nowhere with that because, unfortunately for him and every other president, guns are written into the fucking Constitution. I have a right to drive down to the store right now and buy myself some shit. So the bottom line is, the gentry, these, and by the way, somebody says gentlemen are simps, right? Well, no. The culture, you have to understand, look at how this woman is. Do you see this woman wearing yoga pants? Do you see this woman twerking and shit? No, you don't. She's got a big old blue dress on, and she's a maiden, just like in Game of Thrones. She's like Brienne Tarth. She doesn't want her maidenhood besmirched. She doesn't want any man besmirching her honor. Those are the words that we got to use, besmirching. She doesn't want a man rolling up on her, grabbing that booty in them yoga pants and besmirching her honor. She's not trying to have her honor besmirched. So she is a gentle lady, or she's acting ladylike. She's not twerking up a goddamn storm in the middle of Houston. No. She's not slapping members of the gentry and daring them to do something about it. No. The word besmirch. Oh, come on. You can almost guess what that means. Besmirch means to soil her honor. Because you got to understand, guys, back then, France, Spain, England, these women had value if they were virgins. Very common, clear. That's just what it was. If they were virginal women, they had all types of words for that. They were maidens, maidenhood, maidenhead. They have all of these words. I don't know how much of the Game of Thrones that y'all watch, but I've read a lot of English literature. They got a ton of words to talk about insulting and what is it called? Dishonoring women. But these were ladies. These weren't women out there starting fights and shit with each other in the middle of the street. I've seen women kicking dudes' car windows out. Women. We've seen it. We've been around America long enough to see this shit. These were ladies acting ladylike. These were ladies acting ladylike. A gentleman. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Look at the guy in the picture. What does this guy have on him? What does this guy have with him? What does this guy have? How the fuck am I supposed to protect you if I ain't got that thing on me? What's this guy got? Look at this. This is a gentleman. What does he have? Look at him. What's that guy in the picture got? You tell me. What's he got? What's that guy in that picture got? What's that guy in that picture got? What's he got? Hello? No want the Christmas kicker. Yo, this guy's got a goddamn gun on him. He's got a musket, yes. He's toting a goddamn musket. So you know what? If you insult his woman, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna hold that musket up. He's gonna load that shit. He's gonna put a ball in it. He's gonna stuff some gunpowder in that shit. He's got that pole, and he stuffs that shit into that musket, and he's gonna point that shit at you. Boom! You can't protect shit if you ain't got a gun on you or a knife on you. Now, the gentry, they didn't carry like just knives. They carried swords. You ain't protecting shit if you ain't got something on you. Because what good are you if you ain't got nothing on you? Even Kevin Samuels mentioned that. If you were going to be a member of the gentry, if you were going to be a gentleman, you had to know how to fight with your hands. You had to know pugilism. That was the word, pugilism, like you fight in boxing. You had to know pugilism. You had to know guns, muskets. You had to know sword fighting. Why do you think they spend so much time fencing? Every time you turn on one of these freaking ancient movies, they're always fencing. They had to know sword fight. That musket that he's got is the AR-15 of his time. That's the Desert Eagle of his time. Well, maybe he had a flintlock pistol. That's a Desert Eagle back then. But no, you ain't good to nobody if you ain't got nothing on you. You need to be able to do something in order to protect that woman's honor and her maidenhood from being besmirched. So if you can't fight and you ain't got no knife and you ain't got no gun and you ain't got no sword, then you're useless. And the gentry told you that. They're like, nah, you're going to have to show us your pugilism skills. You're going to have to show us your musket skills. They ain't letting you into the gentry if you ain't got no gun. And by the way, the gentry, they lived off of rental income, believe it or not. These were men who owned land and they rented land out and they lived off the income of land. So technically, I'm a gentleman. I'm a landlord. I got the Desert Eagle. I got the AR. So you got to have these skills. You got to have a little bit of this to be a gentleman. Other than that, you're fucking useless. I'll never understand why I go into these buildings and they got these unarmed guards. It's like, what the hell are you supposed to do? Somebody comes in here and tries to light this place up. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, you're just going to be the first victim. Like, what are you doing? I don't want no unarmed guard. I want armed guards. I want guards with arms. I want cops with arms. Nobody respects meter maids because they ain't got no gun on them. Nobody respects meter maids. Nobody respects those traffic cops. They respect the cops because that Glock got 21 rounds in it. Yeah, I don't know what these people think this is. So the bottom line is, as a woman, how do you earn a man's protection? Well, I'll just say it like this. In my case, you got to submit. You got to submit. If you don't submit, then you can go on. Goodbye, Felicia. And that's how it needs to be. You all need to let these women know if they're not submitting to you in one way or another, if they're not submitting to your advice, your female relatives can submit to your advice. Hey, sis, don't wear that. I think it's not good for you to wear that. Don't go out dressed like that. If they're not submitting to your advice, then they don't deserve your protection. And as for these strangers, because see, if somebody does something to your family, they get your protection after the fact. It's no longer protection. They get your vengeance. That's what they get. But if we're talking about like a girlfriend or a wife or something, and she's not listening to your ass, they don't deserve shit because they're not submitting to you. And that's like the last thing I'll say. Good women know that if they have a man who's offering protection and safety and his home and his house and his roof and all that, they should be submitting to that man, knowing that he's not going to do anything to jeopardize their relationship or to hurt them. It's just like, how your children, how parents tell their children, they're like, mama's not going to tell you nothing that's going to hurt you, so do what mama says, right? Children submit to their parents. But if this woman's not submitting to you, then you shouldn't be with her. Because all she's going to do is get you into a fucking fight or get you into something crazy shit, get you into a gunfight, get you into a goddamn war or something like that, and your ass might not come out of it. She'll still be around. She'll still be around to have her honor besmirched later on, but you won't be here. So, long story short, in this lady's case, well, she had her honor besmirched with a brick because she decided that it was cute to walk around insulting men, disrespecting men. She thought that shit was cute. Unfortunately, somebody didn't think it was cute. And the rest is history for the most part. So that's all I had to say because now I'm exhausted. 1 hour and 6 minutes. So I'm gonna drop the link because I know somebody want to get up here and talk about this. So I'll say this: is there anybody who disagrees with me? Are there any ladies in here who disagree with what I'm saying? When I say ladies, I'm basically calling out Shaniqua, Keisha, anybody, like, you know who you are. Are there any of you who disagree with what I'm saying? Because if you disagree, you're absolutely who I'd love to hear up here first. Absolutely. So if there's any Keishas, Shaniquas, if there's any Keishasaurus Rexes, if there's anybody who disagrees with what the fuck I'm saying, yeah, well, there's the link. And that is what it is. So, this is just what it is, guys. You know what? She did this to herself. I hate to say it. She did this to herself. Sorry. There's nobody left to blame. And the problem for you is that, we got enough evidence to see, wait a minute. You know what? She did this to herself. Because, she shouldn't have been going around disrespecting these dudes. You don't know who you disrespected. And she did it to herself. That's the bottom line. So, yeah, there it is. Keishasaurus Rex. Keishasaurus Maximus Rex. Are there any, like, what was her name? Kaylee or whatever? Are you still here, Kaylee? I know I banned your ass, but that doesn't mean that you can't get up here and run your mouth if you want to. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. You might maybe there's a dude in here who disagrees with me. Did I put that link down? Did I? I thought I did. Wait, let me check. Did I put that link down? Oh, I think maybe I StreamYard. Yeah. Yeah. Let me throw that link in there. I'm really interested to see if there's somebody who disagrees. If there's any women in here who disagree, feel free to just, come on up. If there's any of you. Keishasaurus Rex. Yeah, because I'm a little run down now. So I dropped that link. That link is dropped right there. That's the link right there. I dropped it. I know, of course I know they're lurking, but they scared. They're cowards. They're not coming up here. Yeah, any disagreement? Are there any young simp males? Are there any young simp males who disagree with what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you should jump up. You should protect everybody. Keisha's just a woman. She don't know what she's doing. She needs your protection. Are there any young simp males in here? Because there's 237 people. I have to imagine that there's got to be somebody that disagrees. There has to be. So I dropped the link, but nobody's coming up. So nobody's coming up. If there's no disagreements, guess there's no disagreements. I don't know. I'll leave it up there for a second because I'm tired of talking now. Any young simp males, please? Young simp males. Any of those? Any young simp males? Jamila, is Jamila here? Is Jamila or Kaylee or whatever the hell your name is? Are you here? Yeah. Is there any Keisha Sauruses? Are there any women here who agree with what I said? Are there any women who absolutely agree with what I said? I was watching a couple of people's channels. There was a couple of women who got up there and they were trying to twist this shit. And they were trying to spin it in front of your face. So my thinking is, it's like, yeah, they're going to be there. You got to understand, guys, on the Passport Bros have won. We are leaving, and this is what we're leaving behind. This is what we're leaving behind. We don't want this toxicity in our life. We're leaving this behind. Dear Lord Jesus, right now she's probably styling somebody's hair and hiding her ridiculous face. All right, we got one. Who's this guy? Matt?
Hey, for the content. How could you say that? How could you say people can't really like do shit about something? Like, remember that subway shit with the homeless guy and the army guy?
Homeless? Oh yeah, okay. You're talking about the subway. That guy Daniel Pearl, I think it was, or Daniel something, and he choked the homeless guy and the guy died. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what you got?
So that guy was like causing trouble in the subway, right?
Yes,
and that guy who was in the army did something about it because he was being like a nuisance to the public or causing like, I don't really know. It's been like a meme. Let me ask
you, did you read and hear the entire story? That guy, the guy's name was Daniel Penny. So, did you read the whole story, or did you get as much of the information from unbiased sources as you could?
The unbiased ones, where they said that the army guy should be in jail, and
the
that
unbiased ones said that.
No, the biased ones, the ones against the army guy.
Yeah,
my bad.
All right, so what? All right, I'm gonna say it like this. One of the things that I noticed when I saw that situation is that there was nobody on that train trying to help that dude. Keep in mind, Matt, do you live in New York City?
I used to, and back in 2013, I've been there for high school.
So you've been here long enough to know that we've got some seriously mentally ill motherfuckers on the train.
It's got worse. It's gotten worse.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you said that. It's got considerably worse. So what I will say is this. One thing I noticed is that there was nobody trying to pull that guy off. You know what that tells me? That tells me
they were using their phones of recording what was happening.
No. That tells me that guy had been harassing those people on that train, and that when he went up to this dude who had the military background, he didn't realize who he was messing with. Because when you saw the dude, Daniel Penny, when you saw this dude, he doesn't look like a military background.
Military trained person. He looks like an average white guy.
Right. Now, what I will say is this. It's unfortunate that he choked him to death, because my thinking is if you do have the training, you're supposed to know when to let go. But the other issue is that we don't know exactly how much of a threat this dude posed. Because I need you to understand, lately, we've had situations with mentally ill people stabbing people on trains here. We've had situations with mentally ill people pushing people in front of the trains and they're getting hit by trains. We've had people being pushed on the tracks. So I wasn't there. We only saw a video of the dude being choked. But what I did notice is that there was nobody standing there. It wasn't like George Floyd. There was nobody standing around, oh, get off him. He's had enough. There was nobody doing that. So that means that this dude most likely was causing enough of a problem where these other people decided, yeah, he needed to be stopped. However,
so the public pretty much came to an agreement that he had it coming.
That he had to go. Yeah. The public came to the agreement that this guy had to go. Now, I don't think that they wanted him to get killed. But what I do
and the
think is
other
that
thing is that his family started caring after it could have caused legal trouble.
Well, first of all, the family didn't expect anything like this to happen. But furthermore, if they go after him, you got to remember on the internet, people dox people. They'll go after your whole family if they can. Or they'll start attacking. Oh, yeah, I see your son is in jail or something. So you got to understand, the family is going to react the way a family is going to react. You know, because this dude served his country. The other dude is on the train fucking with people. So the question is, why didn't anybody try to stop him? And to that, I believe nobody tried to stop him because this dude was harassing other people on the train. Now, if the cops had grabbed his ass and pulled him off that train, I don't think anybody would have said anything either. But that's not what happened. It is what it is. So how do you feel about this situation particularly? Have you heard about this situation, or have you only heard
just from you right now, which is really entertainingly funny.
Have you watched the videos? Have you watched the video?
I wish. I don't really watch like normie tier shit. I watch like weird shit. So I don't keep up with like the bullshit that goes on in society. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like to be informed on certain things as much as possible. Where are you? There's like something screeching behind you. What is it?
Oh, those are my birds. I'm in my house right now. They just they're in the cage right now.
What is it, parakeets?
Some conures. I'm saying they're bigger than parakeets.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So my thinking is, okay, so here's a question. You're out in the street and you see some young chick and maybe a boyfriend, or you don't know, she's with another dude, and the other dude starts whipping her ass for whatever reason. What do you do?
Well, the natural instinct for a simple male would be to intervene, you know, and choose the woman's side.
What do you do?
Me as like a more aware person, that there has to be two sides to the story, but the two sides are going to be hard to tell because
listen. Very suddenly, you see a dude start whipping his girlfriend's ass. What do you do?
Watch and see what's
okay. All right. So I guess you're kind of in agreement with me. Now, I'm not saying you can't dial 911. I'm not saying not to call the cops. I'm not saying none of that. But I'm saying, do you yourself physically jump in and start fighting like you're the Avengers or some shit?
Get my ass beat with her.
There you go.
Be like Kick-Ass. Oh shit.
Okay, so
maybe like 10 years ago would have gotten my ass kicked like Kick-Ass. But now it's like watch and see what exactly is happening while the horrors happen.
now, okay. So you say you're watching, right? Now, what if she points to you and says, "You're supposed to be a man. You didn't do shit, and he hit me in the head with a brick. You're supposed to be a man. You didn't do shit. You just stood there." So now,
I'll be like, yeah, life be hard, girl.
So
welcome to what it's like.
Life be hard. That's what you'd say. Life be hard.
Yeah, life be hard. Welcome to the world of milk and honey, sweetie.
Welcome to the world of milk and honey. Okay. All right. Dr. Thunder, what's up? Can I hear you? Or can you hear me? I guess I don't know about your mic.
Yeah. What's happening?
Right, so Dr. Thunder, how you feel about this? Yeah, I've been pretty good. I hadn't seen you in a while. You know, I don't usually go on live a lot. How you been?
It's good to have you back live, and I'm glad your channel isn't getting fucked over like so many others I watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to toe the line real slow. So, Dr. Thunder, what do you think?
Yeah, so you were talking about the stretch pants. you used a illustration about stretch pants,
Yoga
and that made me, yeah, yoga pants. Well, yeah, yoga,
yeah,
right?
I got you.
The gym pants.
Yeah, they're not actually pants, but now we call them pants, but
Yeah.
they're not pants.
They call
Leggings
it
or
yoga
whatever.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I just remembered back when those became a thing. And I'm a tenured professor at a major institution, and I've been there for almost 20 years. And so during that time, you started seeing jeans turned into these yoga pants. And I remember trying to have a conversation with a student, a female student that I was concerned about, and I was just saying, maybe this isn't the attire if you don't want certain kind of attention. And I just remember the way, that conversation went, and I recognized that I could never again have that conversation.
Yeah, it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to be. You would think she would be rational about it and be like, "You're probably right," but no.
Well, she tried to do the thing where she says, "Well, I'm wearing these clothes for myself, and I just do it because it's comfortable, and X, Y, Z." And
I think that's an excuse, isn't it? Or like some kind of.
Oh, it's totally excuse. I don't know if somebody is feeding back or something.
Shit, that's my problem.
That might be. That probably is you. Just mute up. Yeah, just mute up.
Okay. So anyhow, so when you brought that up, that was my first thought. Of course, I'm aware of this, Brickgate or whatever we're calling it.
Brickgate.
Yeah. I think Dennis Sperling called her Brickkeisha. I had to laugh out loud. But yeah, I mean, equal rights, equal lefts, right? So if you want to be, if you're equal, if you're actually equal, then you shouldn't be expecting anything more from us. That's my basic thoughts on it. And she obviously has been doing these sort of videos. If they're real or not, it doesn't matter if they're skits or real. Her slapping people in the face and then walking over and twerking and acting like she's this strong, independent, don't need no man. She's getting her reparations, although she doesn't know how to spell reparations. She's getting her reparations, even though she's not even from here. She's Somalian. And that brings up another issue because what happens frequently where folks that are not from here, but they look like us, as it were, they'll use the black term when they want certain things, but then use use whatever term from where they're from. I'm Nigerian or whatever it is when it suits them. And this is the situation where she's trying to malign black men in particular, and actually, she wasn't even around. I mean, as far as I understand, the men that were around weren't even African-American men.
Now, let me ask you a question real quick, because I'm not going to use a student as an example simply because as a educational professional, chances are you probably would intervene, and I probably wouldn't blame you. Let's say that you are on a public train and there's a guy let's say there's a woman and what appears to be her baby daddy, and he, for whatever reason, starts going upside her head. What do you do?
I'll remove myself from the situation. Perhaps I go and see if there's somebody, law enforcement or security or something. I go get them.
You'd go get the cops.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. But I wouldn't do anything because my life is worth more than that. I don't know. That dude could have a gun. You could have a knife. I have a family. I have a son. I've got a wife. Something happens to me. What happens to them? And my protection is very specifically doled out. It's very specific. There's only certain people that get that,
and
it's the people that
in order. Who are they?
My wife and my son. Those are the two. That's hard. In what order?
Yeah, I really think that it's unfair to give an order, but because that's like saying if you have your wife and your son by the hand and you can only save one of them and the other one's gonna fall off a fucking cliff, like who are you gonna save? It's really unfair. So I don't really pay much attention to that. But you said your wife and your son, fine.
Yeah, my wife and my son, those are the only ones that get my protection. And my wife is submitted to me. I'm in charge of her. She's going to do what I'm saying. She doesn't wear crazy clothes. She doesn't put herself in situations so that, I'd have to run in there like Captain Save-'em. She doesn't do that. And she's never been like that. And if she was like that, I wouldn't have married her.
Right.
So it's pretty simple. I mean, I'm not running in here trying to save you. And if that potentially could prevent me from being able to protect and provide for my family, I'm just not going to do that. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe in one time in this country's history, when there seemed to be, you'd get some sort of respect as a man for doing that. Now you don't even get respect for doing it. And matter of fact, not only do you not get respect for doing it, they'll come after you. They're going to sue you. They're going to, you're going to do time in jail because you fired a firearm and put in a within the city limits or something. They come up with all kinds of BS stuff. So it's just not worth it. And these, thanks to girl power, y'all wanted it this way. And so now this is what you have now. So I don't even know what to say, because, I like to protect people. I like to be a person that helps folks and, wants to do right by my fellow man and put my fellow man before myself and all of that. But the way that this stuff is now, there's no real benefit for that. So yeah, sorry to say that's kind of how this whole thing has devolved.
I'm gonna play as the simp side and say that that shouldn't it not be about self-benefit or some form of entitlement, as they would say? Shouldn't it come from the goodness of your heart, as they would say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Christian, and so I do believe that if I'm given a situation where I can be selfless and that can be a benefit to someone else, then I'll do it. But I also believe in a hierarchy, and the hierarchy is the most important people for me to protect are my family. And so, if I'm doing things, it would be like somebody doing some sort of risky behavior, right? Like you do some risky behavior and maybe you get some sort of benefit out of it, but also you might die.
Like death.
So it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense for you to take that risk, because though there could be a sort of benefit to it, you could also be leaving your family without a patriarch.
No real life Peter Parkers for this New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one question for you.
Superheroes have either invulnerability to weapons, or they have their own weapons that make it so that they can easily protect people, and they feel that it's their responsibility to do it because they have so much power. I'm not that person,
None of us are. Yeah.
Go ahead. What was your question?
Oh, I wanted to ask the doctor: are there still women like your wife in this world and this generation? Are they like extremely rare nowadays?
I'd say they are rare. They're uh, there's a higher percentage of them in the populations. I'd say uh, outside of the reach of girl power. So, and in particular, like I'd say East Africa would be probably full of uh, more traditional kind of women.
That's gonna piss off the Western ones.
Well, I mean, it's not that they don't exist in the West. It's that it's like finding a needle in a stack of needles. It's not even a needle in a haystack. It's a needle in a stack of needles. Because unfortunately, uh, everyone is dressing the same and looks the same. And so it's hard for you to tell the difference based on attire, the ones that are going to be more traditional. It's hard to tell because they're all trying to dress like, what is it, that mean age, like 22.
Really eyelash.
Like, so anywhere from say 13 up to about 50, 55 years old, they're all trying to look 22. And so it makes it very difficult to tell the difference between, one that's going to be more traditional and one that has totally bought into the, men are useless and women can do everything that men do and they're just as strong and somehow, at 120 pounds can body 300-pound dudes and all that kind of crap.
It's also like walking in a minefield if you do have one, and they just get so easily offended or so easily pissed off if you don't agree with them 100% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the issues that we have today is, see, I'm not a tribalist, and what I mean by that is, I'm not going to co-sign stuff that I think is hogwash just because you look like me, or because we went to the same school, or we're members of the same fraternity, or see, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to eat the meat and spit out the bone. But most people are not like that. Most people, whatever their tribe is saying, they'll just wholeheartedly co-sign without even any thought. And so often is the case they don't even know. Often is the case they don't even know why haven't even thought it out. They don't even know why, they're saying or believing what it is that they believe. But they will criticize you for believing something different, even though they don't even understand why they believe what they believe. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Thunder, we've got Jamila Sky in the chat right now. So, Jamila Sky, how are you? Hello?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jamila, are you aware of this situation with this woman on TikTok who apparently was at one point disrespecting men in videos, and then at another point, we don't really know how much longer later, she was hit with a brick in the face. Are you familiar with this story?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. What do you know about this story?
From recent videos.
Okay, what do you know about it?
Everything you've talked about. Well, I didn't know about the TikToks.
You didn't know about the TikTok videos. Like, I mentioned those in the very beginning. All right, so here's a question. What did you think about this story here?
I think it's disgusting how men are congratulating this.
Are you trying to mask your voice? Because if you are, you're not doing a very good job of it. You might as well just talk normally.
I am trying to mask my voice.
Yeah, listen, don't just come on. We know you're trying to mask your voice and you're not doing a good job of it. You might as well just speak regularly.
I prefer not to.
All right, so Jamila, if basically, let me give you a scenario because I gave everybody else a scenario. We're on a public bus, we're on a public train, and okay. You're with your baby daddy, and he, for whatever reason, has an argument with you, and he starts going upside your head. Basically, everybody on the panel agrees that we're not going to intervene physically, but we might call the police and see if we can get you some help. But we're not going to fight this guy for you because you're a stranger. We have no idea who you are, and you're not under our protection. Technically, you're under his, but since his protection has turned into an all-out assault, we won't call that protection anymore. So, are you really going to blame us for not protecting you? Considering the situation?
That's different. That's personal. He knows me. I know him.
Uh-huh.
He didn't grab a brick.
Okay, so let's say that it's a stranger who does grab a brick. Well, first of all, would you ever yourself go around making TikTok videos insulting men and humiliating men and degrading men? Would you ever do that?
Obviously not. I'm not.
Well, I'm glad that you wouldn't do that. I'm glad. I'm very glad.
Sounds like Black Bill Clinton.
Huh?
Sounds like a Black Bill Clinton.
What'd you say?
Bill Clinton, Hillary's husband. Sounds like a black.
Well, no. Jamila claims that she's trying to mask her voice so that nobody understands who she is or whatever. Because but I'm taking it as it is. But so Jamila, what else do you think about this situation? Or let me ask you it like this: what have you been typing on these social media sites all day since you heard about this situation?
I've only been typing on yours.
Really? And what have you been typing?
I think it's disgusting how men are congratulating this.
Men aren't congratulating this. I don't think anybody
I
don't think anybody heard me congratulate.
Riverboat brawl, completely different things.
Well, technically, the riverboat brawl was completely different.
People came to the defense of a helpless person.
A helpless person? The guy was a security guard. What are you talking about? He worked it.
He was the captain of the boat.
He was the captain of the boat. Okay. What?
Yes, check your stories.
Well, okay, I'm glad you know so much about the riverboat captain. My question specifically was about this woman right here disrespecting and humiliating men.
She didn't do that. How do we know she did that night?
You do realize I have the video clip and I showed everybody the video. The video clip is in the URL section. Even if you wanted to say that this was a skit, my point is that she's making skits about humiliating and emasculating men. So now what do you say?
I didn't see that video.
Oh, okay. Then stop talking right now. Look at the URL section. And I want you to go to the URL section.
I saw the video.
I thought you said you didn't
going
see.
Around the internet.
Oh, hold on. I thought you said
when
you didn't see.
After she got hit with the brick.
Yeah, but the reason why that went around after she got hit with the brick was simply because somebody recognized her. They sold the videos together to show you why she got herself hit with the brick, and now she got hit with the brick. So now what do you say about that?
I say she shouldn't have got hit with the brick. She slaps people with her hands. A brick, a man's hand to a woman's face is like already a brick. So no need for a man to use a brick on a woman. He could have used his hand.
I'll agree with you there that I think the brick was a little excessive force. I will agree there. I don't think anybody should be getting hit with a brick because a brick is really lethal force. I will agree with you there.
Is a brick a misogyny weapon of choice, you would say?
No, it's hard to find bricks. I'm telling you, I have a house and I still can't find no bricks.
It's an assault weapon.
Uh-oh. So are you gonna are you trying to ban assault? Are you trying to ban assault bricks?
I'm all for the Second Amendment. Or whatever amendment that is.
The Second Amendment is the one that allows us to have weapons.
We should start making memes about bricks now.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you.
We're gonna confiscate all them bricks. We ain't using bricks no more to make buildings.
I'm against men.
Wait a minute.
Brick
Wait.
bros.
Whose voice is that? Wait. Hold on. Are there two people with you, Jamila?
No.
Oh, because I heard a second voice. I'm sorry. So Jamila, so basically you would never do that, right? You would never make skits emasculating and insulting men. You would never do that, right?
I wouldn't, but that's aside from the point of this conversation.
Here's a question. Why is
She
it when
did
you ask
that,
somebody,
but not at that time. Did she do that time?
how do you know? There's no video of what happened right before her
Exactly.
getting hit with the brick.
Exactly.
But we do know, listen. We know what type of person she is.
Did
based
those
on
men
what
all
she's
know
done.
her? Did they all know her?
No, that's the reason why they didn't fight. That's the reason why they didn't jump in there and
That's
defend
the
her.
reason they should have. They could have diffused the situation, grabbed his arm.
How are they going to diffuse the situation? Now,
Grabbed
what if
more men than there were women there? They could have grabbed his arms. They could have knocked the brick out of his hand.
What if there were more bricks? Wait, hold
Could have
on.
prevented JFK's assassination if they all would have just.
What if there were more bricks and they tried to intervene and he picked up another brick and slapped him right in the face with that brick or over the head?
They didn't do a good job.
No, what I'm saying is, what if they did try to intervene and the guy picks up another brick and slaps him right in the side of the face with a new brick?
One guy to 2 or 3, he couldn't have done it if they grabbed his arm.
Well, how do you know that? Maybe these were
Superman.
No, you don't have to be Superman. Maybe he's very skilled with bricks. All right, we got a new Jamila, honestly, listen, I'm telling you like this. I agree with you that nobody deserves to get hit with a brick. The bottom line is, if you don't, here's Jamila. Let me ask you a real quick question before I move to OMAC. How do you feel about women submitting to men for their protection?
That's absolutely fine if that's what they choose to do.
Okay, so you have no problem. So let me ask you this, Jamila. If I told you that I think that you're dressed like a harlot and I want you to take off what you're wearing and put on something more respectful, what are you going to do?
If you're my husband, I will do it.
Okay, what if I'm just a random man out in the street and I think that you dress sluttily and I say, yeah, I want you to change it to something a little bit more respectful?
I usually don't dress sluttingly, but if you're a random person, I have no need to listen to you.
Okay, so if I'm a random person and a random person out there is just a stranger and you have no responsibility to this person, then why should that random person risk getting themselves injured to protect you after you've obviously done something to put yourself in a situation?
Because moral character sometimes is better than protecting yourselves. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Okay, so what kind of moral character do you have walking out of the house dressed like a strumpet?
That's just one example. Imagine a child in danger.
I'm not imagining a child.
Would you help them?
I'm talking about this old ass woman who went out there who was humiliating men on videotape and then she got smacked with a brick. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about no child.
We don't know she was humiliating them.
We have the video.
I didn't see that part. I saw after she got smacked with the brick.
Okay.
Well, she was humiliating them, fine. If she was using her words, she should have been fought with words. If she used her hand, she should have been fought with a hand, not a brick.
All right, Jamila, approximately how old are you? So this way I understand your point of reference.
In my 30s.
You're in your 30s? Are you married?
I am not.
Why? Because let me tell you a quick story, Jamila. In Japan, the men refuse to marry women who are over the age of 27. Now, the reason why is because they refer to them as Christmas cake, right? Now, see, in Japan, they do not celebrate Christmas the same way we celebrate Christmas. In Japan, they give each other gifts of cake, right? And the problem is because the Japanese are very skinny and they're healthy people for the most part, they refuse to eat all that extra cake, right? So what ends up happening is they call the women who are above the age of 27, they refer to them as leftover cake, Christmas cake, right? Now, if you're 30 and you're not married,
Christmas cake. I'm sorry.
oh, yes, if you're 30 and you're not married, the Japanese will refer to you as Christmas cake, right? Now, if you ask the
I
Japanese,
like Christmas.
no, Christmas is good. Now, if you ask the Japanese and you say, you know what, why is it that you Japanese guys keep going down to Southeast Asia and getting these foreign women? Why are you guys passport bros? Why don't you just stay in Japan and marry one of the women who you call Christmas cake? The Japanese guy is going to look you in the eyes. He's going to say, no. So if you're in, oh, she dropped. Oh, well, she dropped. Too bad.
she
Omac, how you doing?
rage quit.
So you're
Yeah,
killing me.
Omac,
You're killing me, man.
all right, Omac, what did you want to say? Do you have a disagreement or do you agree with what's pretty much going on?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, one, I was going to say this. There's no video of the altercation. Okay.
True.
There is a gentleman who sat there and said that he was there and he saw the altercation. Now, here's the thing.
Got
That makes it-
disconnected.
To
Okay,
basically,
hold on. Omac speaking.
to basically make it suspect to me is this. You're going to sit here and say that this guy just hit you with a brick. Okay. Fine. There's a guy stating that something like that, that basically happens. Instead of calling 911 or even, I'm sorry, instead of trying to videotape him walking away, you decide to take your phone and record everybody else, not the person that did that to you.
Right.
You didn't call 911, so like there's no record of a 911 call.
Right.
There is no police report. And then on top of it, the strangest thing about that whole video, like if you notice, now for her to be as swollen as she is and supposedly hit with a brick, and this is at nighttime, if you notice, there's no blood.
I said the same thing.
There's no blood. Now, in me, what I'm thinking, I don't think she got hit with a brick. I believe she got hit with a left hook. That's what I think.
Possibly. I agree.
I think she got hit with a left hook right on the backside, right under her jawbone. And it basically swollen her ear and the fluid there. Because how do you get hit with a brick and cause all this swelling and there's no blood? There's no blood, there's no nothing at all. And the fact that she's still quote unquote up and fussing at the men that's around her. Another thing that's that is extremely weird, and you can see this. The fact that no police report, no 911, no video, but yet you got a GoFundMe page already up and going, and that GoFundMe page now somewhere around $35,000 already. But the part that's really crazy is this: is that when you basically notice the fact that there's a person named Kara Davis that's supposedly running the GoFundMe account. If you notice, Kara Davis has multiple GoFundMe, multiple GoFundMe's going at the same time. That looks a bit sketch to me.
Okay, I wasn't aware of some of that. And what I will say is this: on your comment about it doesn't look like she got hit with a brick, I specifically said that earlier. I said I didn't see any blood. A brick is sharp. A brick will cause lacerations. A brick causes cuts, scars. Now, I will say this. If the medical people, if she went to the hospital or whatever, because this is all up in the news, if medical people looked her over, they would know immediately whether or not she got hit with a brick or not, or whether or not she was telling the truth. because they would know the difference between a brick and a fist. They would know that difference.
Yeah, but HIPAA would not allow them to say anything, though.
That's true. That's true. HIPAA wouldn't allow them to say anything. The only thing that could happen is the police could find out about it, and the police could come after her and say she's defrauding. And I absolutely agree. They jumped so quickly to put up a GoFundMe that it really makes you wonder whether or not, I'll say it like this. Yeah, there's a very good chance that this is a scam. Furthermore, it also would go to say that this is the reason why they're trying to pull down those videos showing what she was doing herself, so that this way people won't get adverse to the idea of sending money to that GoFundMe. She ain't getting a dime out of me. I can promise you that.
Right. Now, here's another thing that has basically messed me up. For a woman, for a woman in her, in her 20s, or maybe, late 20s, maybe early 30s. For a woman, even if she's, and she's already admitted to being attracted to other women, her beauty and her looks are critical to being attracted, to attract a man or a woman. Now, of course, she says she likes women. Okay, fine. It's even important for you to maintain that beauty, because even if you do have somebody, quote unquote, on your side, a lot of people don't want to be around a disfigured person. Now, you get hit and you swell up so bad. How come you not rushing to get to the hospital? How come you're not rushing for 911, call? There's no expediency on her part at all to try and safeguard her face. You know what I mean? Most
Yeah.
women would be freaking out. They would be holding their face. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! They would be trying to save their face.
Where's the ice pack? Where's the ice pack?
Yeah. There's no ice pack. There's no her trying to save her face. Instead, it is, instead of a 911 call, it is a Instagram live.
Yep.
What, normally the Instagram live is for the bystanders that surround you. But instead, she, supposedly the victim, is Instagram living it now. And that's sketchy to me. It's like, you get busted upside the head, and instead of you worrying about potentially being disfigured, you're doing this? That's sketch to me.
Oh, I agree.
So
if you got hit in the head with a brick like that, chances are you'd be unconscious, or you'd have like a subdermal hematoma.
Right. And like I said, I particularly do not think she got hit with a brick, because to me there should have been blood.
Yeah.
I mean, blood. There's no blood. Even when she showed the video at the hospital, there's no blood. It's a bruise. It's a bruise. I'm like, so you gonna tell me you got whacked with a brick that freaking hard to swell up that bad, and there's no bruise? Or I'm saying, like, there's no blood? In that case, I'm just thinking it's a punch. I think she got hooked with a left. A left hook got her. Okay. And I'll also say this: I do not condone violence when it comes to situations like with women. The only case, well, I'll say the only case that is ever okay is in true levels of self-defense. True levels of self-defense. Like a woman got a knife and she's trying to stab, and she's trying to stab you or something like that. That's the only time when that is okay to level that type of force.
I agree.
Yeah, but
a brick is lethal force, basically. That's just like using a knife.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if I don't think it was a brick. I think if anything, it was a punch, and she just thought it was a brick.
Did she try to press? Has she tried to press charges against the brick assailant, the alleged brick assailant?
There is no 911 call. There is no police report.
Okay, so then it's possible that she was in some you know, smacking somebody, running over and twerking. Maybe she and attempted that again, except for she tripped and fell and hit her face on the pavement,
One, I
and
cannot
then
say,
got up
but
and was embarrassed. Then got up and was embarrassed and claimed that nobody was helping her, since nobody would help her.
yeah, well, like I said, I saw the videos as well of all the other outlandish stuff that she's done before, like in the past. And to me, for her to be in a hospital and to say, I've never done anything to anyone,
Someone
I would
says that
never
there's a
harm.
video that shows she was bleeding from the ear. Do me a favor. Could you give me the link to that?
Well, even the one from like the hospital showed just a bruise.
But see, my thing is, if you got hit with a brick like that,
Hmm.
it shouldn't just be you bleeding from the ear. The side of your face should be split open.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You
like
know?
there should be blood. Okay, if you got blood, like you scratched your hand going through a doorpost or something like that, or scraping it on the side of a wall, no, then there's no way in the world that could be a brick. Then somebody mentioned before, well, she got hair, this, that, and the other. I don't care. The fact is, for her to swell up that bad and supposedly is a brick, where's the blood?
The only other thing I've seen do that is when you have a really bad allergic reaction.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's the only other thing I've seen do that.
Yeah.
A
But
punch in the face, allergic reaction. But a brick, I mean,
You don't think that falling down, tripping and falling down and hitting your
oh
head
yeah, that could do it.
just
That
right,
could
that
do
could
it.
do it? Yeah.
That could
true.
do it. That could do it. See, because
Hey
there's a
man,
blood vessel. Yeah,
gotta
I'm
get
not going to be
going.
on. I'm not going to be on much longer. But yeah, thanks for joining.
Oh, absolutely, man. Man, you cracked me up with all of the singing and the Christmas cake, man. It doesn't matter how many times you do that, man. Man,
I love
I
that joke.
laugh out loud, man. It's entertaining, and I really appreciate all the information.
Oh, thank you. Welcome.
All right, man.
Yep.
Peace.
You take care. Yeah. Well, Omak. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. But once again, I would have to imagine if she actually went to a hospital that they would, take close enough looks to know the difference, whether or not she's lying. Because, and you're right, HIPAA wouldn't allow them to say anything, but sooner or later it would get out. But the whole thing about this GoFundMe being rushed and all this, and you got all this money moving around. See, that's the part where I start thinking, yeah, it looks like a scam to me.
Yeah, yeah, and that person and a person that's quote unquote managing. Okay, here's the other part that makes it a little sketch. When you go to the GoFundMe, normally a GoFundMe will sit there and say that this is on behalf, and it will say whom it's going to.
Right.
Instead, when you look at the person that's running, it does not saying that it's going to her.
Right.
It just says her. It basically says this. Um, um, it basically says this Kiara Davis. But now, like I said, the thing that's weird and it makes it sketch is the fact that Kiara Davis has multiple GoFundMe's going at the same time.
And what are her other GoFundMe's like? Is it similar situations or?
Unlike one is a homeless guy, and then I think another one is something else. But when you look at the one for the homeless guy, it says Kiara Davis, and then it says the name of the gentleman that's homeless.
Yeah, it could probably be a massive scam because GoFundMe has been used in so many scams I can't even count. It could be a
Yeah,
massive scam.
yeah. Like I sit there and say, I just thought it was real sketch the fact that there's a GoFundMe, but there's not a police report. There's
Yeah,
no,
there
you know,
should be a police report.
So like, you're gonna tell me there's a GoFundMe, but there's no police report. There's no 911. There is no video of the altercation. Okay, sound and sketch.
It does. It really does. But I'm pretty sure most people here aren't going to donate any money to her. But, I don't know who's donating this money. I don't know who's moving this money around, but I can guarantee you it won't be me.
Yep, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else?
No, another I'm basically going to the thing. Yeah, she's at almost $34,000 already. Crying shame.
All right.
It's
Well,
crazy.
listen, if it's ill-gotten gains, I'm sure the government's going to be on it.
Well, you hope so.
Yeah, they've been busting some of these chicks. There's a chick that I just saw in the news again. She stole $500,000 as a student in order to buy a Tesla or something. I'm like, what Tesla did you buy with $500,000?
Yeah. It's a total. This Kiara Davis has a total of one, two, three, four, five active GoFundMe's going at the same time. Kiara Davis. One of them is to please help a homeless gentleman. The other one is fund our wedding. The other one is apartment caught fire, and the other one is please help me before I go homeless.
Wow. Sounds like a
Sketch.
scam to me.
Sketch. All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
All right.
Appreciate it. Okay, well, everybody, it's 2 hours in. I think I got my point across. I had to say something about this situation because I tell you, it just looks shady. The whole thing looks shady. And again, the feminists are doing their best to try to turn back the hands of time. TikTok's trying to erase these videos one by one. But fortunately, as long as you steer clear of copyright and this, that, and other, YouTube, for the most part, leave it up. But that's what it looks like, guys. That's what it looks like. It looks like, number one, it looks like this is probably a scam. Number two, if it isn't a scam, it looks like she brought this upon herself. Because you know what they say? It's like, if you're going to do bad, chances are something bad's going to happen to you. And I agree. Nobody should be hit with a brick. A brick is basically lethal force. That's like a knife. That's like a metal pipe. No, that's lethal force. So my question is, what really happened and why was this level of force used against her? That's basically the question that I have. So, guys, I had more people in here than I expected. At first it was like 5 people, and then it rose up to like 300 and something, and then it dropped back down. But I was hoping to get some of these strags on here who really had some serious smoke for me, but of course they're not coming. So it is what it is. So thanks for joining me. I don't do this very much, but I just had to say something about this. So thanks to everybody who did join. And I hope, number one, you learned something. And number two, I hope I was entertaining. So you guys, y'all have a great week. And y'all have a good rest of your night. And I'm out of here. Peace.